Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. Today, it's not about Italian pasta, but rather a nice German noodle called Spaetzle or Spaetzler. There's different pronunciations. I'm not sure which one is right, but this is the real deal right from Germany, and we're going to cook this up today. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make. So simple. And of course you can make your own from scratch, but just like pasta, you can also buy it packaged. All right, so for today's episode, I'm going to cook 200 grams of Spaetzle. So for that, we're going to need 2 eggs. I have brown eggs here. Of course, they don't need to be brown eggs. They just need to be 2 large eggs, because this particular Spaetzle recipe, we're going to have a little Italian twist to it. So in fact, let's call it Spaetzle alla Carbonara. So I think you get the hint on how we're going to make it. So we have our 2 eggs here. Now I have here 1/3 of a cup of grated parmigiano cheese. So the parmigiano cheese goes in, and then quite simply, we just mix this egg and cheese together. Done. Here I have some bacon that I've chopped up. For this recipe, for 200 grams of Spaetzle, we're going to use 150 grams to 200 grams of bacon. I happen to only have 150, so that's what I'm going with today, but I actually prefer 200 grams of bacon. As a general rule, for every 100 grams of Spaetzle, you use 100 grams of bacon chopped. All right, let's go to the stove. So we have some water that's come to a boil. We're going to add some salt, a little at a time, as it boils up rather quickly. So there's a good tablespoon and a half. We want our water salty, just like you make pasta. And then we're going to follow the directions. Look at this Spaetzle here. That's the real deal, right from Germany. And we're going to add that in, and you're going to follow the directions on the package, which in this case says cook for 12 to 14 minutes. And again, the cook time starts when they come back to a boil. So let's bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to start our timer going for 12 minutes. In the meanwhile, on the other side here, what you're going to want is 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to just melt that down. So let's get that melted, and we'll wait for this to come to a boil, and then we're going to start our timer for, we'll hit the 12-minute mark, and we'll check them out and see how they're doing. Okay, they've come to a boil, so we're going to start our timer now for 12 minutes, and we're going to keep the lid off, otherwise it's going to overflow. So 12 minutes is starting now. Okay, meanwhile over here, our butter has melted, so let's add our bacon, our chopped up bacon. And we are just going to lightly saute this and let this cook up. And we're going to keep all the fats that come from the bacon in this pan. Everything stays in the pan. So as this is cooking, this is going to saute up nicely. And if you want to see our egg mixture, that's what it looks like. Just egg and cheese mixed together. Very, very simple. All right, so let's let both of these cook. This will be done in the 12 minutes, same time as that. So this recipe, folks, comes together really, really quickly. Here we are at the 12-minute mark. Let's do a little taste here. It is al dente. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds just to cook a little bit more. Okay, so that should be good. Let me take this to the sink and strain this water. And here we go. Look at that beautiful bacon and all those juices in there. Oh yeah. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Okay, so all we want to do at this point is get the Spaetzle all tossed up and coated with that beautiful bacon flavor. All right, and you know what I'm going to say, folks, you know it. When you think you've tossed enough, just toss a little more. You want to make sure that they're all coated nicely, right? They're in no hurry. All right, toss a little more. All right, now I'm happy. So that's tossed up nice. Heat gets shut down. Let's move that off the heat right now. And at this point, we are now going to add our egg and cheese mixture. So slowly add that in. Okay, and the heat from the Spaetzle will cook that egg nicely and get everything coated very, very nicely. So same as we did before, let's give a toss. Give a toss. There you go. And the reason you want it off the heat is just like when you're making carbonara, you want the egg to be a nice creamy sauce and you don't want it to cluster up if you can avoid it, like a scrambled egg. If you do, it's no problem. It's still going to be absolutely delicious. Okay, when you think you've tossed enough, toss a little more. Okay, I think I've done that. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's get this plated. I am anxious for the taste test. Oh, I hope it's going to fit here. Or is my bowl too small? I think it's going to fit perfectly. Look at that. Get everything out. All those beautiful flavors into this bowl. Look at that Spaetzle right there, folks. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Take a look at this beautiful Spaetzle. Doesn't that look good? Oh my, okay. The taste test. Let's dig in a little here. Wow. Flavor explosion. That bacon and the egg combo with that little bit of parmigiano cheese. What a fantastic, fantastic mixture to add to this Spaetzle. This can be served as a dish on its own or as a side dish. Typically in Germany, beside a schnitzel or a sausage or a sauerbraten or any meat dish. So here in Canada or in the US, in North America, beside of a roast beef, this would be just absolutely fantastic. I really hope you give it a try. The noodles are right from Germany. It's the real deal. The next best thing to enjoying it in Germany, why not enjoy it right in the comfort of your own home? Simple ingredients, so easy to make. You're going to absolutely love it. I want to thank you for joining me on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. I really hope you give this recipe a try. And until next time, buon appetito.